Welcome to Ivanoff Retirement Insights with Paul and Travis Ivanoff. The father and son team at Ivanoff Advisors and Ivanoff Wealth Management helps clients grow and protect their wealth. Paul and Travis understand the importance of having tax-advantaged, reliable income in retirement, protecting your assets, and helping you achieve your retirement dreams. Now, Ivanoff Retirement Insights.
Planning for retirement can feel like an adventure, whether that be an exciting one or a scary one, but here is the good news. You've got a powerhouse team ready to guide you every step of the way. I'm Casey Biddy, and joining me every episode are Paul Ivanoff, insurance agent with Ivanoff Advisors, and Travis Ivanoff, investment advisor representative with Ivanoff Wealth Management. And together, they are helping us cut through the complexity of retirement. We've got a lot of great topics on the docket today, but before we get to it, if you are curious about your own financial trajectory, Paul and Travis are making it easy for you with their Ivanoff Retirement Roadmap. This exclusive offer for our podcast listeners is designed to give you a clear snapshot of your current situation and identify the optimal path forward for you. You can get your schedule today by giving us a call at 714-553-1490, or you can always find more details at ivanoffinsights.com. All right, guys, let's just jump right in. I saw an interesting article over at marketwatch.com this week, and it really stuck with me. It said the stock market is headed for a Wile E. Coyote moment. You know that classic scene where he's running off the cliff, he hangs midair for just a second, and then boom, down he goes, plunging to the bottom. Now, this article did point out that just like in the cartoons, Wile E. Coyote always seems to dust himself off and come back to fight another day. But the question is, will you? So, Paul, Travis, wanted to ask you guys, is it hard for you to convince your clients not to chase the roadrunner of high market returns with that risk of falling off the cliff?
Definitely. I got an email today actually wondering, hey, Travis, I noticed the market's going up and I want to make sure I'm participating. I see that my account isn't going as high as what the market's going. And that same kind of client's going to email me as soon as the market falls. Hey, what are we doing to prevent some of these losses? So clients, they're watching the S&P and they're seeing record highs weekly. But you have to keep in mind in retirement, we don't want to chase those returns because we've seen such volatility this past couple years that if it goes up, it can quickly come down, and you got to decide what's most important to you. A question we always talk to clients about is, what is your goal return here? What are you trying to shoot for? And what are you comfortable losing? And oftentimes it's, Travis, I want to make 10 to 15%. Okay, are you okay losing 15%? And all of a sudden the conversation changes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when heading into retirement or already retired, I don't think it's important to chase gains. If we've done a good job on our roadmap, the Ivanoff Retirement Roadmap, and we know that we can sustain everything you want to do in retirement versus chasing gains, that's going to give you a comfortable retirement. That's going to give you what you want. But if we make you an extra 5-10% with a bunch of risk in the portfolio, you're not going to be able to sleep at night if it starts falling. We all want the up of the market, but most people don't want any down. And there's very few tools out there that can even come close to something like that, which we do offer clients. But again, we don't want to fall in love with the gains because you're going to get hurt by the losses. So I just tell my clients, look, we're trudging along nicely. We're hitting the returns that we need to for you to have the retirement you wanted. I would say turn the TV off, stop going on Yahoo, stop checking the S&P, because our goal is not to chase all of the gains, because eventually you might chase those losses as well.
Yeah. Also, Casey, a lot of our clients, we kind of, as Travis said, we got to get them to stop listening to all the noise. I mean, the same clients that say, "Hey, things are going great, we're happy." A week later, they could be like, "Wow, what are we going to do now?" They're listening to the noise on TV, and we have a plan. Planning's better than guessing, and our clients are doing well.
Well, this is exactly why experienced guidance from professionals like the Ivanoffs is crucial. They can help you navigate market ups and downs so that you avoid your own drop-off. Their Ivanoff Retirement Roadmap is the place to start. It's designed to show you where you stand and what steps to take to avoid those financial cliffs. So give us a call, 714-553-1490 to schedule your session, or you can visit us at ivanoffinsights.com for more. All right, guys, we often talk about the need to put money in a separate emergency fund in case unexpected needs pop up. So how much cash should you save? Well, here is personal finance guru Susie Orman on her Women and Money podcast. Take a listen.
When you go to take money out at a time when the markets have crashed, rather than touching stocks and mutual funds and ETFs and or bonds that have gone down considerably, you go to your cash reserves to withdraw it. Why 3 to 5 years? Because normally it will take from the top of the stock market to the bottom of the stock market, back up to the top of the stock market again for things to return, usually anywhere from 3 to 5 years. So if you really want to be on the safe side, it's 5 years.
So guys, 5 years sounds like a lot to me. So how much do you guys recommend saving in an emergency fund?
So we approach it similar to Susie, actually. So some of the tools that we use are 3 to 5 year tools where there's not going to be a fee on it. It's not participating with the market downs, and it's getting a lot of the market ups. So with that strategy, we actually use that with clients. When the market's down, we'll go to other tools where the money has been safe. So you can pull money out during the rainy days where you don't have to touch the portfolio. And then I also do it a little differently. When I talk to clients about how much should I have on reserve, I get that all the time. Well, I think you need to put a name to each bucket, and I would say reserve bucket, right? Mm-hmm. So house maintenance, emergency car maintenance, vacation.
The kids, the emergencies that come up.
So putting a name to the bucket, which some banks actually offer this on their savings, but we do that in our planning as well. I think it gives you a more clear picture as to what you need versus, hey, I just need 6 months reserves or 1 year reserve. Mm-hmm. Well, it's a lot more loaded, like Susie said. We want those reserves to not be correlated with stock market ups and downs. So that's the first thing, right? We want to make sure we can go somewhere that if the market's down, we can be patient for it to build back up. So that'd be one thought. And then the other thing is just putting names to those buckets instead of just 6 months. Let's make sure that what are the things that usually pop up in retirement and in life year by year? And it could be a plethora of different things, right? You got to help a grandkid out with school, or you need a new roof. That's one we hear often. So in our strategies that we build, in our Ivanoff Retirement Roadmap that we build, we will bucket out each possible need so we know what that should be. Hey, maybe I need an extra $20,000 for maintenance for the house the next year, or I know that my daughter's pregnant and I'm going to have to help out with, a new crib and decorating that room. So rather than getting stuck on a figure, put that figure to work in each bucket and then make sure that money is not correlated to the market. So if the market's down, you go, hey, sorry, I know I promised you to help with the crib and the rocking chair and the folding chair or the diaper station, all the different things. Let's make sure we have that earmarked to the correct bucket, so it's not a surprise, and you have a good dollar amount in there that you're comfortable with.
Putting a name to the buckets, that is great advice, guys. I love that. Understanding your ideal emergency fund is a big key to having that financial security. And you can connect with Paul, Travis, and their team to discuss your strategy and ensure that you're prepared for whatever may come your way, like the new roof, like the grandbaby on the way. So Paul, Travis, they are offering our podcast listeners their Ivanoff Retirement Roadmap. This is a complimentary, personalized guide to help you understand where you stand and what steps you should take next. So be proactive. Don't wait for an emergency to strike to start taking action. You can give us a call at 714-553-1490 to schedule some time on the calendar now, or you can always visit us at ivanoffinsights.com and you can learn more there. All right, Travis, I feel like this next story is going to resonate with you because you've got small kids, but it sounds like the vacation in the car with kids has not changed over the years. A new survey of parents by Talker Research shows that during a 7-hour road trip, you're going to deal with 18 sibling fights, 14 mini tantrums, and 22 are we there yet? And that's not even mentioning those unplanned bathroom stops. So I was reading the survey and thinking about it from a retirement perspective because tax surprises can pop up like unexpected toll booths on your retirement road trip. So wanted to ask you guys, what are some of the biggest ones that we need to be on the lookout for?
Yeah, I could really relate to this. Trying to do an hour trip turns into 2. Yeah, it's a lot, but to their point, retirement is very similar. And it's amazing that, everyone's working, they're thrown into their 401k and they're tax deferred. But when I bring up required minimal distributions, or for the shorthand RMD, oftentimes I get a deer in the headlights. They're like, what's that? What does that mean? Well, all that money you've been putting away and you never paid taxes on, that's coming. And that usually comes in form of a tax bomb. So, the RMDs at age 73 or 75, depending on how old you are, might bump you up to more money than you ever thought you'd have to pull, and maybe more money than you've ever made in retirement. So that's something we talk to the clients a lot about. And we talk about in our seminars as well, go, slow go, and no-go years, right? Well, I think 73 to 75, I think people are starting to slow down. So rather than waiting for that tax bomb, we talk to clients about Roth conversions or spending more in retirement. I'm surprised on how many people I see in my office that are living just off Social Security, and their RMD is going to be $100,000 a year at age 73 or 75. And I go, hey, why are you kicking the can down the road here? You are in your go-go years. Don't you think we can better utilize that money now? Maybe more vacations with you or the grandkids or the kids, or helping those kids buy a house or grandkids buy a house, or funding college. So we talk to clients a lot about this tax bomb, and they're just not familiar with how it works. And then we try to either A, get them to spend more money, or B, let's get more tax efficient on this tax bomb.
Yeah, to add to what Travis was just saying, that a lot of times when clients come in here, usually husband and wife, they both are not on the same page. They're both not aware of the RMDs. The husband might have it down, the wife doesn't, or vice versa. And we have to educate them on that, prepare for down the road.
Yeah, and I also bring in our accountant on this. So when we look at Social Security, like, yes, it's not fully taxed, but should we turn on Social Security and let the other assets grow because you can pass those to your kids? It is up to 85% tax, which is better than 100% on ordinary income. So that's a strategy we look at. When's the right time for you to pull your Social Security, and thinking outside of the box when it comes to that. Not just, hey, clearly my Social Security will be higher. Well, if we can grow your assets higher and then live off Social Security, your assets are something you can pass down to your kids, versus Social Security you really can't. And then capital gains and selling assets. I mean, we do a lot of advanced planning with different firms we work with, as far as donor advised funds, qualified charitable distributions. So again, it comes down to taxes and getting in front of this and having a plan. Really, people do not have a plan. And that's what the Ivanoff Retirement Roadmap does. It gives you a plan. And even if you know what you're doing, if you're aware of IRMA on Medicare, if you make too much money, or capital gains and selling a home, if you're planning on downsize, we have different people we rely on. It's not just Paul and I that we bring in, like accountants, et cetera. And okay, what can we expect to pay back in capital gains? What's the depreciation we've already claimed that we'll need to pay back? So there's a lot of moving parts, but we're very well versed, and that's what the Retirement Roadmap does. It's there to point out all the gotchas that you haven't thought about when you're getting ready for these big moves. And we love helping people through that tax efficiency, or my favorite thing is just clients spending more money because they know they can. They don't have the fear of running out of money when they're done working with us.
There are so many factors to consider, and Paul and Travis specialize in navigating these complexities, and they want to help you discover how to avoid those unplanned tax stops through your personalized Ivanoff Retirement Roadmap. I want to remind you that this is no obligation. This is just a conversation, and it's a chance for you to get those big questions answered. So do not miss this opportunity. Give us a call. Let's get some time on Paul and Travis's calendar scheduled for you. 714-553-1490 is the number to reach us, or you can always visit us at ivanoffinsights.com. And from there, you're going to find all the info that you need to get connected with us. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Ivanoff Retirement Inside. Make sure you subscribe wherever you get your favorite podcasts so that you never miss an episode, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much, guys.
Investment advisory services offered through Ivanoff Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor firm. Registration is not an endorsement by security regulators. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance products, including annuities offered through Travis Ivanoff, California CRD number 325275. The firms are separate entities. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company and are not offered by Ivanoff Wealth Management Incorporated. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties. Ivanoff Wealth Management is not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Ivanoff Wealth Management is licensed in your state, please call 714-553-1490. Ivanoff Advisors is not affiliated with Ivanoff Wealth Management Incorporated. Advisory services are offered by Travis Ivanoff through Ivanoff Wealth Management. Insurance services are offered by Paul Ivanoff through Ivanoff Advisors. The aforementioned are unaffiliated companies.
All content is for information purposes only. It is not intended to provide any tax or legal advice or provide the basis for any financial decisions, nor is it intended to be a projection of current or future performance or indication or future results.